Jason and Matt here taking a look at some stacks for tonight's slate for Monday. 9 games. Overall, you and I were just talking about pitching. I mean, for the most part, fairly average. It's still not that great, though.
Yeah, I think we got two guys that we really like, and then a third that we're kind of both a little bit on. But besides that, kind of crappy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we got some guys here that, I mean, given the pricing, it just seems like a lot of these guys are going to be in some blow-up spots.
Yeah, and I mean, we have some cheap guys that hopefully can maybe get a bunch of Ks and hopefully take down a tournament. So let's get through this.
Yeah, I'm looking at stacks for Chicago and New York in Yankee Stadium. Jordan Montgomery taking on Derek Holland. I just see this as kind of a one-off game. I don't know how much I get behind. I mean, Yankees team, depending on the lineup, I mean, it may be stackable, but for the most part, probably just a one-off situation.
Yeah, Holland's actually looked pretty good the first two games, but we talked about how they're probably going to throw out maybe 6, 7 righties, but I'm not really too crazy about any of them. Maybe Holiday, but like you said, he might not even play.
Yeah, he's questionable, and I mean, other than that, like you get guys like Starlin Castro's look pretty good, but Chris Carter, a huge strikeout guy, Aaron Hicks, cheap guy, probably gonna be pretty popular, but I mean, it's not exciting.
Yeah, I can't see myself stacking the Yankees here, you know?
No. And on the White Sox side of things, I mean, they're another one with questionable guys coming into this one. Todd Frazier, Melky Cabrera, Montgomery. Liked what I saw out of him. I think this is just once again another just kind of area where you can go one-offs.
Yeah, I mean, we talked earlier about you said Melky. Who was questionable? Melky, and who was the other one?
Todd Frazier.
Frazier, yeah. So that kind of limits your stacking ability there. I mean, we might maybe Abreu, but I usually don't play him. And then, I mean, Tim Anderson's kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, he's an intriguing option. Hit lefties better than righties. Up in the top of the lineup as well. I know Matt Davidson's been off to a decent start here. Guy's pretty cheap, but he doesn't really fit into a stack.
No, and we have some cheaper arms that we could throw, so I don't even know if we have to go that low, you know?
Right. Pittsburgh, St. Louis, next one here. Ivan Nova versus Lance Lynn. This one pretty much as far as hitting goes in general, I'm not really on.
No, I don't like any of these teams stacking-wise, but I do like Lance Lynn.
Yeah, I like Lynn a lot. I mean, that Pirates offense, I mean, they kind of got bailed out this week against Chicago with the win, but overall, definitely not a good one.
No, not a good one, and definitely not that great against righties. And like you said, Polanco might be out, so we're talking Adam Frazier, not worried about him. John Jaso, you know, I mean, McCutchen probably strike out a couple times. Marte's much better against lefties.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, against reverse righties, I'm sorry. So, you know, and that's not what we have here in Lance Lynn.
No, I mean, one of the lower projected totals. As far as the Cardinals go, Ivan Nova, I mean, not a tremendous right-handed arm, but I feel like he's good enough to kind of just neutralize this offense.
Yeah, I kind of like that offense better against lefties, to be completely honest, because Piscotty's good, Peralta's good, Jerko can hit him, Diaz. I mean, Carpenter can pretty much hit anybody, but with Moss gone now and Adams just playing so-so, I mean, I wouldn't mind using Nova here.
Yeah. Padres and Braves, Jared Weaver versus Jaime Garcia. I mean, definitely two of the poor arms on this slate. I kind of like this game. I feel like it's a good GPP game because, one, everyone just looks and goes, Braves, Padres is two of the worst offenses in the league. But, I mean, these are two horrible arms where I think you can actually get some lower ownership on these guys.
Yeah, I think, to be completely honest, I'd stack any team against Jared Weaver.
Yeah, I mean,
he just struggles. I mean, he doesn't have any velocity. He struggles against everybody in Atlanta. That ballpark seems so far that's going to be playing more toward hitter side. So, I mean, I like Freeman, Markakis, maybe even Brandon Phillips, who's been kind of hot. And you got Enciarte, who's apparently hitting home runs now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, he's a big power hitter. Yeah, I mean, I think Atlanta's in a good spot here. I mean, as you said, I mean, Weaver, you can really target him heavily. 363 WOBA to lefties last year, 1.86 ones per 9. 3 of the 4 there are lefties, and as you said, Brandon Phillips is in play. What about the Padres? I mean, it looks like four righties to start things off, and Garcia, it's like he's just been completely off the radar over the last year now.
Yeah, I don't think Jaime's that good, but if I were to stack San Diego, which I do think they're in play, I'd probably go Margot, Will Myers, Hunter Renfroe, and then probably Solarte.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that Padres are actually a viable stack despite having a pretty low run total.
Yeah, I mean, I really think this ballpark's going to be much better than Turner last year.
Yeah, definitely agree. So really both stacks are in play here. Brewers and Cubs, John Lackey versus Chase Anderson. Chase Anderson, I mean, off to a decent start. We saw this guy go through kind of hot and cold stretches last year. You and I were talking about before the show. Not really a good spot to do the traditional Cubs stack, but I mean, you can definitely cook up some right-handed bats here.
Yeah, the one I was looking at was Contreras, Bryant, Baez, and Russell. And outside of Bryant, the other ones are relatively cheap, so still fit in one of those top pitchers, and you can even double stack it, which we see win a lot of tournaments.
Yeah. The reason for it, Chase Anderson, 380 WOBA to righties since last year, 1.77 home runs per nine. Lefties, I mean, just a 282 WOBA, so he's reverse splits, and as you mentioned, those righties, I mean, in good spots, and outside of Bryant, as you said, all cheaply priced.
Yeah, and it seems like teams only look at the Cubs when they're facing poor righties because they have, the stack of lefties and toss Bryant in there, but I actually think, it's weird to say, but I think the Cubs are kind of sneaky tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, with those kind of bottom half bats, I mean, it's a contrarian move.
Yeah, and I mean, you could even, if you need to, you can even toss. I'm assuming Almora will probably get the start tomorrow, so you can toss him in there too.
As far as the Brewers go, I mean, a lot of power, a lot of upside with these bats. I mean, I guess I can never knock a Milwaukee stack, but I do like Lackey.
Yeah, we were talking before. I think I do like Lackey now too, but there is some upside here for Milwaukee with those top four with VR, Thames, Braun, and Shaw. A lot of power, got some speed, but I mean, we've seen how many times me and you stack them where they kill us because they just strike out.
Yeah, I mean, the strikeout rate's high, and I mean, really outside of Thames right now, he's been the consistent guy, but obviously an unsustainable home run rate.
Oh my God, he's killing it. He's killing me because I'm not playing him.
I mean, he's probably the only one where I can see one-offs with. I mean, Braun, if you want to be different. I mean, God, Villar's just, I mean, the strikeout rate's near like 40, 50% right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's weird. He has a lot of speed, but he strikes out a lot. You don't really see that,
Yeah, the leadoff guys, I mean, that's not what you're expecting.
No, but do we play Thames here? Like, knowing that he's going to get a lot of ownership, do we do it?
I mean, GPPs wise, I think he's a fade tonight, but I mean, he keeps rolling, and also, I mean, you're going to probably have Sal around the table, which I think keeps a lot of people away. So, I mean, it might be pretty split as far as ownership goes.
Well, I mean, I just feel like there's so many first basemen on this slate. DraftKings, he's outfit eligible too, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it makes a little bit more sense over there. But with, we'll get to Goldie later. Freeman we liked. Will Myers we liked. We have another stack that's going to be our favorite we like. Like, I think people are going to go there, and we don't have to go there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think overall the ballpark is definitely a downgrade from, Cincinnati a little bit too.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So.
Angels and Astros next. Charlie Morton versus Jesse Chavez. Start with the Angels side here first. I mean, could be a sneaky stack, but once again, I think this is just more one-offs. It's outside. It's never anything more than guys like Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols.
Yeah, this seems hard to stack. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of the Royals stacking them. Like, it's hard for me to ever pull the trigger on those teams, but like last year, I've seen it so many times. I think it was against your Red Sox. They had like 20 runs, the Angels, and it was like Cron and all those guys. Like, when they score a lot, and they have a lot of home runs.
Yeah, and then that was once out of the entire 162 games that a stack of Angels went off.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like it's even hard to pick and choose. I mean, I stacked them the other night against Carnes. They were in a good spot, and they didn't do anything, So, yeah. I mean, I'd probably, you can never go wrong with some Trout. And like you said, Calhoun. I don't even know if I'd go Pujols here, but that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, definitely more looking like a one-off. As far as Houston goes, I mean, I think they're much more in play. I'm not a big Jesse Chavez guy. I mean, struggles against both sides of the play, gets hit fairly hard. And you can always kind of get creative with Houston. The move of Josh Reddick up to second isn't actually that bad of a move. I kind of like it for salary relief because Houston is expensive.
Yeah, they are. And Bregman's been struggling, but I think Bregman will – where's Bregman now, the 6 or 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he needs to be down there for a little while. Maybe he gets back up and they can flop him again, but I kind of want you to sell me on Houston here. I'm not really seeing it. I don't like Chavez either, but I don't know why. I mean, tell me why you like Houston a lot.
Well, I mean, going to bring three righties to the table here. You look at Chavez. I mean, 35% hard contact rate last year to right-handers, 1.88 home runs per nine. In that ballpark, too, definitely gives them a bump. Um, I mean, I guess the only downside is their pricing, but like we said, I mean, it's kind of a lenient price tag slate tonight. So I kind of like it. I feel like they're going to be a little bit over under owned just because people are off of them. Big names at their prices when they struggle, people kind of drop them in ownership.
Yeah, I mean, all good points there. I haven't really looked into them a ton, but I don't think Chavez is good either. I mean, I stack against him usually, so you might be talking me onto an Astro stack here.
Yeah. I mean, it's in play. I mean, definitely multiple lamps because
Yes.
we're gonna get to a stack here where it is going to be popular, and this one's an easy sell.
Yes.
So, Cleveland, Minnesota, Kyle Gibson versus Danny Salazar. I mean, Cleveland on DraftKings, I mean, extremely underpriced.
Yeah, 4,200 for Lindor. I don't understand what that's about. And was it the hot hitter right now, Chisnall? He's 33 on DraftKings. And then Encarnacion, I mean, he's been struggling, but can you really stack Cleveland without Encarnacion?
I mean, this is where we're always going to be triggered. This was like the same problem with Boston last year. It was picking between Hanley and Ortiz, and this year it's kind of the same with Santana and Encarnacion. I don't mind. I think, you start it with Lindor and then work your way through, and that gives you Encarnacion. And if you are just doing a Cleveland stack, I mean, maybe it is just 1, 2, 3, and then, Lonnie back there at 6.
Yeah, and I mean, on DraftKings, you don't have to worry about if you want Santana and Encarnacion, you can get them both. But on FanDuel, tomorrow I'd probably go – I think I'd go Encarnacion. I mean, Santana's 5 for anybody who likes BVP, he's 5 for 22 against Kyle Gibson. And Edwin's actually 400 cheaper. So I'll give you some salary relief there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, and we look DK guys like Jose Ramirez, second base eligible, which is nice. You don't have to waste a third base spot on him. Chisnall's only 3,200. So I mean, both sites are certainly playable with the higher rentals. I mean, they're going to be expensive or going to be higher owned.
Yeah, I'm kind of alarmed by this Jose Ramirez price on FanDuel.
Yeah, 37.
3,700.
That's up there.
That's a lot for. I mean, third base is he offers upside. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he doubled on the other day. He usually steals bases, scores runs. But third base is my power spot.
Yeah, and you just look at some of those guys that are around him. I mean, it's not like Chris Bryant's that far away.
Yeah, but I mean, even look at the same price, Jake Lamb.
Yeah.
I feel like he offers way more upside.
Justin Turner's right there too.
Justin Turner, exactly. So I mean, I guess if you're looking for a guy who's probably going to go overlooked, and if you want a one-off, I don't think he's bad because I don't think people will pay that price for him with all those other studs up there.
No, I don't either. And I mean, you look at Gibson, really struggled against lefties since last year, given the fact that most of his lineup is heavily left-handed. I mean, he's probably going to be in for some trouble.
Yeah.
As far as Minnesota goes, we were looking at this. Salazar's a guy who has really struggled against Minnesota in his career.
Yeah, it seems like the two guys, Mauer too, but you can't really ever count him, can you? It's Dozier, which, I mean, Dozier should scare anybody. That guy's got massive power. And Kepler. Kepler is 3 for 4 off of him with 2 home runs. And I know Salazar had some elbow issues last year, but I kind of like Kepler here.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely a one-off situation for me with Minnesota. But as you said, I mean, you look here, struggled last year. As you said, I mean, arm issues may have been part of it, but I mean, this has kind of been a thing for most of his career.
Yeah, and I feel like people are gonna, pitch him because righty against Minnesota, lock it in. But I don't think I'd go there, but I don't think I necessarily need to stack Minnesota either.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think what I'm looking at is just more of a one-off situation because I do think they will be contrarian. But I mean, you do look at the Twins. I mean, the strikeout rate has come down this year.
Right. They've been hitting the ball well. It's just I think my biggest problem on FanDuel is I want to get 4 Cleveland bats in there, so I can't get Salazar in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, yeah, I think Minnesota just more of a one-off play for me.
Yeah. Texas and Oakland, AJ Griffin, Joe Cotton. Cotton getting the start tonight with the rain out yesterday. Solid right-hander. look at these Texas bats. I mean, you were looking at him. He's just kind of more of a straight up fastball changeup guy. Filthy changeup, but this guy does rely on his fastball a lot.
Yeah, and we know Texas can hit the fastball. I mean, I think they're in play, even though in that ballpark you're looking at probably Mazzara, Odor, Joey Gallo for the cheap, and then I guess whoever you want to throw in there. I mean, they got plenty of bats. Maybe Chu. I mean, Chu went off today. You know.
Yeah, I like the lefties here. I think it's just more of a one-off spot for me because I think of how they're broken up in the order. I don't mind it as a stack. I think a two-person here, maybe pushing three is fine. Yeah, but looking at it, I think it's just more one-offs and two-offs.
Yeah, if this makes any sense though, I probably don't. I probably won't stack them, but like all my one-offs could come from them.
Yeah.
One lineup Odor, one lineup Mazzara, one lineup however it works.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to play it too.
Like,
it's just going to be rotating those guys.
And I feel like they're that team that maybe they only score 4 runs, but they might have 3 home runs.
Right.
So one-offs, that's great. You don't want the team to go off, but if they're scoring all home runs, that's perfect for DFS.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and in that ballpark, I mean, obviously, not to go one for power, but some of these guys are just absolutely monsters. I mean, Park Factors limits them just a little bit.
Right, but I mean, that means, and them playing at 10:05, I think they come in a little bit under-owned.
Yeah, definitely agree. On the Oakland side, I mean, AJ Griffin really does struggle against lefties. So I think that opens up maybe a couple one-offs, but that's it.
Yeah, Oakland's kind of hard to stack in general, but I feel like I can never go wrong with Chris Davis.
No, I mean, the problem for me is freaking Jed Lowry hitting third. I mean, that it ruins the stack.
Yeah, it feels like I think it was sometime last week. I was all over them, and I saw Jed Lowry was hitting third. I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Nope. Yeah, put that stack to bed.
Yeah, it sucks because, I mean, against some of these teams, I mean, you throw in especially against lefties, but you'll get Chris Davis, you'll get Ryan Healy, you'll get Simeon. You can even throw in Raji Davis. I mean, they have guys that can hit the ball.
Yeah.
But Lowry, I think he should be batting 7th,
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, it's like, Matt Joyce is in play, Steven Vogt, Chris Davis,
yes.
the big power guys, and that's about it.
Right, yeah. But I probably don't stack them tomorrow.
No. Arizona, LA, Robbie Ray versus Brandon McCarthy. I don't see either of these teams really stackable. I mean, I like Arizona's prices on DK quite a bit, but, does that make them stackable to me? Probably not. More just one-offs.
Yeah, I think I agree. But I think I like Arizona more than I like the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I mean, David Peralta, Jake Lamb against righties, you got to love that. And always Goldschmidt, Paul Tucker in play against either hand.
Yeah, I think I'd like this team so much more if they were in Chase,
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, in that ballpark, tough at night. If this was a day game, I think it would be a different story too. But in Brandon McCarthy, I mean, he's not a bad one. He's probably just more of an average right-hander at best.
Yeah, he's average. And then LA, if I'm attacking anybody, it's the righties. I mean, Puig's been on fire. You noted earlier that Forsythe looking like he's going to miss this one. I see he's got a hamstring injury. So I guess Turner's always in play. Seager can still hit lefties, but without Forsythe on there, makes me like Ray a little bit more.
Yeah, it does. Because, I mean, looking at that lineup and how it shakes out, I mean, it wasn't quite expected like what we saw the last time they faced a lefty. I don't think Van Slyke played that night. We did see Kike in there. I mean, right now, Jock Peterson's projected. I mean, that's a couple Ks.
Yeah. Actually, they've been playing Agon against the lefties all season, which makes no sense to me. Like, I mean, might as well throw in Van Slyke. Like you said, Kike. I didn't realize Franklin Gutierrez was hurt, so he's always a lefty masher too. But they didn't even play Grandal. They played Austin Barnes.
Yeah, so I mean, if that lineup comes out, I mean, it's not really stackable right now, but it would give a bigger bump to Ray.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think it even matters if the studs for LA bat tomorrow. I'm probably not stacking them.
Yeah. Marlins Mariners, Ariel Miranda versus Tom Kohler. This is just basically a one-off game for me. I mean, these arms are not good, but in that ballpark, I'd rather just take some one-offs.
I actually, I'm not really on Miami that much. I mean, Ozuna's price on DraftKings is insane, 3,500. I can't believe that. But I mean, I can understand if you want to go Stanton, Ozuna, Real Muto here and maybe throw in one more. And on the other side, I actually think this is a blow-up spot potential for Tom Kohler.
I'm with you, and I'm waiting for the big blow, game from the Seattle offense. I mean, it's only been the Mitch Haniger show so far this season.
That's my boy. I love Mitch Haniger.
I'm waiting because I like the Seattle offense, and it's going to start to come through here. It's too good not to. And I'm definitely in agreement that Tom Kohler is not a good right-handed arm.
No, and I mean, you think Cano and Seager and Cruz, they have to come alive sometime soon, right?
Yeah, I do. And I think, you look at DraftKings or look at FanDuel, I mean, they price up Seager a little bit more, Cruz a little bit more, but I mean, most of it, this is kind of an average price stack.
Yeah, I know. I like teams that are in a decent spot, and I know Seattle's going to go under-owned tomorrow. I just know they will,
Yeah.
With all the other teams, especially with Cleveland and just all the other bats they're going to go under-owned, and I just feel like it might be a good spot to attack.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Kohler, 341 wOBA to lefties, 1.39 home runs per nine. I mean, against righties, fairly average too. So, I mean, it really does put those front 4 or 5 guys in play.
But, I mean, we're in agreement here that Cleveland's our top stack, right?
Yeah, I think Cleveland grades out as the top stack. And it's kind of a close call between guys like Houston and, Texas after that. And, I mean, Padres Braves, I think that's sneaky too.
Yep, and then only other one I probably like is if I'm going to go, I'm probably going to go the Cubs righties.
Yeah, I'm with you. So that's going to wrap things up here. You can head over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out our great tools and content.